Hello, hi, welcome to what I've read in the past week, which was mostly DNFs and one book. One book that I struggled through and also almost DNF'd. We will talk about it. I read a grand total of 819 pages and 10 hours of audiobook. One of the books for about 3/4 of it, I dual read, and then one of the ones I DNF'd was an audiobook. That being said, the first one I DNF'd was Undistracted. I DNF'd 1.5 hours in, which is about 25%. Hear me out. It had good points, and then all of a sudden I'd be hearing about how if I need to be undistracted, I just need to believe in Jesus more. I did time it. The part that I got into, the longest it went without God, religion, or Jesus being brought up was 11 minutes, and I was very proud of him in that 11 minutes. And then it was brought up, and I was like, no, I actually like this section. You're making good points. And then I'm getting distracted by this. So I did DNF. I was gonna suffer further, but I DNF'd instead. Then I read, and this one's Zach's. I do own it, but I DNF'd it. I don't own it physically, but I DNF'd it, and that is Virgin River. I DNF'd after chapter 1 at 31 pages. Hear me out. 1, I'll just watch the show for the 16 billionth time. 2, the little bit of Jack's POV we get at the end of chapter 1 is very much a product of when the book came out. And that's where I will leave that. I don't want to read that. Hear me out. I can just not read that and read a book where that's not an issue. If I really want to read a romance, I'll just get what I did. But first, the one that I did finish, but almost DNF'd, and I struggled to get through or get into, was Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, the first novel. Which I think, I think there's 3 series that she's read. I think of all of them, this is the one you shouldn't start with. And it's just the one that the library came in first, so that's the one I start with. In which I suffered. It was like a lot of me like reading 9 pages a day, sitting down and not reading anything else, right? I had a lot of issues getting into it, and then I found a different translation, which made it easier for me to get into it. I love that translation. At least part of book 2 also, that translation is done. So at least I can get into book 2. I don't know. I did tee a little bit when it was some of the stuff, right? Like I was having a good time once I got into it. Just getting into it was a real issue. So the part once I got into it was 4 stars, but because it took so much, like it took like a third of the book for me to actually get into the book, right? That's like a lot of a book, and this is a kind of long book. So because of that, I give it a 3.5. So sad, but I am continuing, and I'm patiently waiting for the next one, right? And then last thing was a reread of B3, which I already had the physical one down here. Let's go me. Still 5 stars. Still one of my favorite books of all time. You know, sometimes you just need to reread B3, right? It's a real shame I didn't wait like another week and a half, and then I could have read about January and Augustus in August. I have read it in January multiple times. That's just, I think I do. Anyways, yeah, still 5 stars. Still love it. The end. That's it. That's literally it. This is what I ended with.